This is Mpcardsandgames. Sorry about the hiatus, but I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and I've already done showing of the best deck at the time, which is Cyber Angels, but now I'll be showing the second best deck. Well, it has different variants. This is one of the variants, which isn't the best variant, but also isn't the worst variant, and that's Red Eye's Metaphys Evolution, but I'll be showing a lot of Red Eye's builds in this video and how the new ban list affected Red Eyes. It happened a little bit ago in Duel Links, but it hasn't hit exactly yet. So this is Metamorphosis Evolution Red Eyes before the ban list in Duel Links comes out. There's also a ban list in Yu-Gi-Oh! I've already uploaded a video for that. And the only character that can actually get that ability at the moment is Mokuba. So if you want to play that ability, you have to unlock Mokuba. And then for the pre-ban list, post-ban list, sorry. This is the variant you'll run. I'll explain in both variants are pretty similar, so I'll only explain like probably one different card in each. But in this variant, we play the vanilla Red Eyes because the Red Eye Zombie doesn't really work in this variant because of Metaphys Evolution effect. It allows us to get one level. If our life points decrease by 1500 or more, we can send one monster except a token monster from outside the field to the graveyard, then randomly play one monster that is the same attribute and type as that monster, and you send it to the grave, but it is one level higher. So you summon another one and it counts as a normal summon, but it doesn't actually, you can still normal summon again. So the only level higher than 7 we play is 8, and that's Gandora, which cannot be special summon, but thanks to the effect it doesn't special summon, but it doesn't take up your normal summon either, thanks to our ability. But its effect is you can pay half your life points, destroy as many cards on the field. Destroy as many cards on the field as possible. If you do, vanish them. This card gains 300 attack for each card destroyed this way. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned or flipped, this turn, send to the graveyard. But since it actually summons it in a weird way, it doesn't actually send your Gandora to the grave, which is really interesting. So that's really interesting. In pre, we play 1 Vanguard. A lot of the ones post play 3. I'm not sure too much about the pre because I've only started to look at post ones, but most post ones play 3. But since we still have 3 insights and spirits, I don't think we need 3 to 2 Vanguard. 1 Sphere Creeper because I only own 1. Some run more or less. 2 Marauding Captains. Some run 3 like Timmy. I got my similar deck list off Timmy, the world champion. But I don't own 3, and you have to pay money to get the third one essentially. 3 Red Eyes. It's the main monster in the deck. And you can get one of them from the card tray, and then you get the other 2 instantly. 3 Insights. You can get them from SR rewards. And Insights effect is you can send 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand deck to the graveyard. Add 1 Red Eyes spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, except Red Eyes Insight. You can only activate this effect once per turn. Then we run we run 1 enemy controller. You can run more or less. It depends on if you have the other cards in this deck. But we run 1 in this version just because we've got other cards that can fit in the deal. And this is really good against Cyber Angel and just other decks in general, just to econ take. We run 1 Floodgate, we have it, and it's still good against Cyber Angels and a lot of other. So we run Floodgate. If you can't get it, it's not too big of a deal, but we run Floodgate. It's good against Cyber Angels. The Red Eyes Zombie matchup and Ancient Gears and a lot of other matchups. It pretty much puts them when they summon a monster, it puts it in face down defense position and it cannot change its battle position. So even if you attack into it and they're now in face up defense, they can't actually change it to attack mode. 2 Mirror Wall, we only own 2. If we had 3, we'd probably run 3. But when your opponent attacks, it splits their attack in half. But also you can pay 2,000 to activate it during the standby phase. And the important part about the pay 2,000 is you can activate your Metamorphosis Evolution. 3 Spirit in the pre. In the post, I'll show you the ban list after, and it gets hit to 2. Or if you can watch my actual Cyber Angel one to see the ban list, but Spirit gets hit to 2, Vigilance gets hit to 1, and Cyber Angel Ritual gets hit to 1, but we're not playing any Cyber Angel decks today, so you don't have to see the Cyber Angel hits. Then we play 1 Wall of Disruption. Again, if you don't have it, just substitute maybe for Econs or something. We play the 1 Tech Champ Vigilance. Not everyone played it, but I just like it as the tech since we're playing a vanilla Red Eyes, or 3 vanilla Red Eyes. I like it as a tech, and our opponents won't expect it, especially after the ban list, even though this is not the after ban list variant. Now we'll do that a little bit more explaining on the post, but not much because there's not many cards different. So the differences in the post is that, of course, Spirit gets hit. So I run 1 Birthright. I am playing 1 more card extra in my deck. I could take it out if I realise that this is a bit too bricky. But at the moment I like the 1 of. But Birthright is it's pretty much Red Eye Spirit, but you can't use Insight to dump it. Say, activate this card to target 1 Red Eyes monster in your grave. Not Red Eyes, so 1 normal monster in your graveyard. Special summon it into attack position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. So it's a worse version of Spirit, which Spirit can target 1 Red Eyes monster in your grave, special summon it, except for Red Eyes B-Chick. But this is like a worse card, so if it does get stormed, you do lose the monster, but not that many people are playing Storm at the moment. And it's for normal monsters in general. We play 2 Vanguard. I think 3 is a bit bricky myself. I don't like 3 Vanguard. But you need the extra 2 now that you can only at max activate 2 Insights and you're still running Birthright. We would play, Red Eyes Wyvern, but in this variant it isn't that good. And you can you can't really brick by having it in your hand, but it just isn't really as optimal. You can run it if you want, but this makes a little bit more budget if you don't have to play Red Eyes Wyvern. We'll show some duels with that in a minute. I don't need to save at the moment. Do without saving. And then we'll go on to a few other variants. One of my favourite, which is only pre-ban list because it will get absolutely obliterated with the ban list. So if you want to play it, I'd play it before the 6th of November. And that is Red Eyes Stun. So in Red Eyes Stun, you wanted to play Balance because usually most of the time you'd at least open with a Red Eyes that you could send to the grave with a few stun cards like Champion's Vigilance and Ultimate Providence. The reason why this version of the deck will be absolutely dead is Vigilance gets hit to 1, Balance gets its change, the skill Balance gets changed completely, and also it just won't be anywhere near consistent or powerful anymore. But it is a fun variant. In this variant, we play 1 Red Eyes Wyvern. I like the 1 Red Eye Zombie since we do play the Redstone card. You can play that as well more if you want in other variants instead of playing Vanguard. But Vanguard's a monster on board. But Red Eyes Stone, I used to play more of it, but realised I got more of a brickier card. You can send 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand to the grave, draw 2. Then you can send 1 level 7 Red Eyes monster. It's good, but it does have its situations where it bricks. In this version, we play 2 enemy controller. We do play 1 Curse Seal, which pretty much you can discard 1 spell card, negate the activation of a spell card, and if you do, your opponent can't activate spell cards with the same name in their deck for the rest of the turn. So this is for the rest of the duel. Sorry, this is really good against Cyber Angels. It's a good tech against Cyber Angels because it literally stops one of their ritual spells, and you probably want to do on their primary. It's also not too bad against the mirror match because you destroy their insights, and it's not too bad against enemy econs as well. But with the Cyber Angel nerf, this card will be getting worse, or it might be a bit better. Ultimate Providence, pretty similar to Curse Seal, but a little bit different. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, discard the same type of card, monster, spell, trap, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And then Red Eyes Wyvern, when this card's in your graveyard except for the turn it was sent there, if you haven't normal summoned or set this turn, you can vanish, special summon, run Red Eyes from grave. So that's balanced version. I'll show a duel with all these versions in a minute. I'll actually need to just do a duel, and I'll do it with you to show you the move by move plays. Again, I'm not confident in all these variants. This isn't the best Red Eyes Zombie variant, but this is pre-banlist Red Eye Zombie. I don't have enough Gozukis to make an optimal Red Eye Zombie variant, and that's what's really expensive about this. But this is probably this and the Metal Evolution or the Evolution one. They're the 2 best variants, but this is one more tournaments than the other one, and you usually want to play 3 Gozuki, but I only have 1, so I'm substituting for 3 Samurai Skull. You can play 2 Gozuki, 1 usually isn't very good, so you might not see as much wins from this as the others. You can play this with Kaiba or Crowley. You can also play it without running Beatdown, but the primarily best build is Beatdown or Balance. But most people run Beatdown with Red Eye Zombie. I also wouldn't mind another Zombie because it's better to sometimes run 3. Some people still run 2 though. I do run 1 Wyvern, not all variants run Wyvern. This card's pretty good in the grave, but it isn't very good to draw, but you still run it. We run 2 Econs. We run 3 Mirror, 1 Wall, 3 Spirit in this version. And we also run Samurai Skull. Is when this is normal summon, you can send 1 zombie type monster from your grave, from your deck to the grave. Also, if this card leaves the field thanks to an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower zombie type monster from your deck. So that's pretty good because you can special summon this dude or another Samurai Skull, and Gozuki is probably one of the best monsters in this deck that allows it to go around, and it says during your main phase, you can send 1 zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the grave, vanish 1 zombie type monster from your graveyard, except Gozuki, special summon it to your side of the field. You can only activate the effect of Gozuki once per turn. There's also another card which is a Gemini, but I don't have it. And you can run that, but not everyone runs that anymore. But it used to be a very good tech option to run in this deck. And then Bacon Saber during the damage step. When an opponent pretty much declares an attack, you can vanish this. When any attack is declared, you can vanish this. Then negate the attack, but this effect can only be used once per duel. So yeah, and then beat down for every level 7 or higher monster you have on the field. All monsters gain, I think it's 700. Maybe a bit less. You get 300 maybe. 300 for each level 5 or higher monster you have on board. Which you only have 2 in this variant, but most Red Eye Zombies would have more. I just don't have all the cards for it. And then in the other variant, which is post Red Eye Zombie ban list, is we're only running 2 Spirit, and we run... What else did we substitute for? Oh no, we're supposed to only run 2 Spirit in this, sorry. I need to actually edit it, so we will run... You want to run 2 Spirit, because you're only allowed 2, and then we'll just put in the 3rd econ. But you probably want to run more Gozukis, and you take out and only have 1 Samurai Skull if you had more Gozukis. So we'll start off by dueling with... We'll use Mokuba. We'll use the first deck we showcased. It's going to be a post-ban list duel. So it's going to be a post-ban list duel, and it's going to be fairly interesting to duel with before the ban list arrives and ends the decks or changes the decks a fair bit, and it's Halloween where I am at the moment, and this will be the last day I stay at King of Games, and that I get to duel without the threat of being deranked. So yeah, sorry if I don't seem as enthusiastic in my videos, but I really do like doing most of them. So now we'll see the open. We're just going to have to wait. We're only going to do one duel for each, unfortunately. I know last week we did a few, but it made the video super long. Sorry if this video will also be super long. But yeah, I've just got to show you a lot of versions of the decks in short amount of time. I think this we might be playing against a zombie variant. We didn't draw super optimally, but it could have been worse. One advice if you have Champion's Vigilance and Red Eye Spirit, you want to have your toggle on, just because you can activate Spirit during their draw phase, but now we have quite a few things to stop them. I think he might be playing Red Eyes. He might be playing Red Eyes. Sorry, Red Eye Zombie. Sorry if there was a little distraction on the screen. So now we'll summon our Red Eyes from grave, and we'll see what he does. Yeah, because Crowler does have beatdown, which is very interesting, because originally Kyber was the only character to have beatdown. Also, if there's also a lot of other videos for Red Eye's deck profiles, so they might have better or worse deck profiles than me, which is understandable. And I also just wanted to teach a little bit about how to play, but I won't be able to teach you that much because I've got so many decks to go through. Yeah, this duelist is taking a minute. Like, seriously taking their jolly old time. Okay. Oh, maybe a handless deck. Well, we don't really want to activate either of those on that card, even though it's not a bad card. Okay, he's gonna try. I bet he's gonna try to have one card in hand because he gains attack. We do have one Champion's Vigilance, which is why I like this tech card against any of his back row. He might have two back row cards though, so we're gonna attempt to activate our monster's effect. It may have been better to keep the Econ in hand, but it's interesting. You definitely want to activate this if you have a Gandora in hand. Oh, whoops. Oh, why did we activate? I guess we can still, if they have no response, we can kill them at least. So this isn't a totally bad play. It just would have been better if we'd activated Marauder Captain's effect. Oh. So now what we want to do is we do want to activate Champion's Vigilance. So we won't be able to OTK. But at least we won't have our Red Eye stolen. So yeah, that wasn't the best play, but you get to see the misplays as well. I might just show the different variants off, not post and pre-ban list, just because this video is going to be heaps long, but you get the gist of post and pre-ban list, that anything post-ban list is less consistent, and anything pre-ban list is more consistent. Oof. I think he might activate Storm. We'll probably lose the Red Eyes. But since this is the pre-version of this deck, we should still have two more spirits. The next pre-deck we'll play is the, the stun. We won't do a second one post, but it'd be slightly different, but not too much different. And you can test out the post yourself. I would do it like the Cyber Angel video, but I haven't got enough. Oh, so yeah, he did Storm. Oh no, he didn't Storm. He summoned Man-Eater Eating Bug, but we're going to actually Floodgate this, just because I think it can pop a spell. And it only has 500 defense, so most of our things can beat over it. Okay, we drew a Spirit. So now he's only got like 1 card in hand. He's got 2 cards in hand now, but that Floodgate came in really handy. And you see why I do like adding Floodgate. Oh, the Swift Gaia. Oh, what? I don't know why we couldn't activate our Spirit, but seems like our Spirit. Oh, I see. So must have got yeah. Big Bang Shot vanishes. I forgot all about Big Bang Shot vanishing, but it was lucky we drew the Red Eye's Insight. So now what we want to do is we can do a really cool play where we can vanish his entire field, still have a monster, and have a Red Eye set up for next turn. We will have to pay half our life though, which will probably be the most annoying part about this. He might actually quit. So now we're going to activate. So we're going to get our Gandora, which is our major playmaker. Then we're going to activate Gandora's effect. So it is very risky, but because he pretty much has nothing, and we'll still do 900 damage, but we'll also have a Red Eyes. Since he only has 1 card in hand, he is playing handless though, so this could actually help him. But he doesn't have much in hand, and he might surrender. He could draw another Swift Gaia, which would probably kill us. But by the looks of it, he hasn't really drawn anything that can help him. Even if that is a back row of some sort, we could probably still kill him, and we'll have the Mirror Wall set. So now we'll attack him. If he has no response, okay, Econed. But that's why we still have the Spirit. This is one version where we would have been a lot worse off if we'd only had 2 spirits. As you saw, I had to use the 3 spirits here in this duel, but we probably wouldn't have won if it weren't for the 3 spirits. But that doesn't mean that you're going to guarantee to lose in the Red Eyes deck if you don't have 3 spirit. But it does give you a nice, better chance of winning with 3 spirit. But yeah, now we'll play with the next variant of the deck, which will be Stum, which heavily likes to go first. We'll just see what we picked up. Oh, we picked up the extra 10 notebooks. So now we'll play with Mako, our balance. You can play balance with pretty much any character, but again, balance isn't going to be much of an ability for much longer. Same as this version of the deck won't be much of a deck for much longer, but it was a better budgeted version because most of the cards you could get for fairly cheap. It was probably one of the cheapest versions of the deck. It was a bit of work to get it, but it was one of the most cheapest versions of the deck. So it's unfortunate for you players who did want to stay sort of cheap to actually play that deck. But again, the the version I played last still is fairly cheap. Zombies is probably the most expensive variant of Cyber Angels. So now we're just waiting for our next duel. And then for our last duel, we'll play a deck with 1 insight. We're playing a burn deck, so we're not guaranteed to win since the burn deck plays by its own win conditions. And we're going second. That's probably the worst for our deck to go, is second. Yeah. He's playing Insect Parasite. He's probably gonna... Yeah, he's gonna try to burn us. I already knew it was a burn deck. Couldn't quite get the country it was from. I know Duel Links Meta did some pretty racist talks about different decks in the meta. Oh yeah, he drew that card. So now we're going to guaranteedly draw insect, parasite, and now we're going to take 1,000. So now he is going to be able to pretty much get a lava golem on board, which is going to get very annoying. We're going to set an econ though, because if we can take, it wouldn't be bad to take. But what we're probably going to do is, just in case he can get the golem out, we're probably not going to actually, even though we have the Champion's Vigilance, we're probably not going to actually summon until after his turn. Or we might actually, just because we do want to have that Champion's Vigilance, but it is going to be very scary if he draws a lava golem. That's the thing I'm most scared of actually at the moment. He vanished his lava golem. So now we're going to special, and he's probably going to want to burn us, but since we are playing stun cards, we can probably actually fought him off. But he pretty much stopped our thing that we're most scared of. I don't mind taking that 500 burn. I'm not sure how many it actually put in our deck, but I know if that did actually resolve off, we could probably lose most of our life points. So we'll get that. We'll draw. We drew into another insight, so that's pretty good to draw into another insight, so we actually can get another Red Eyes monster out next turn. We won't be able to OTK him, but we will be able to get a fair bit of his life points down. So now he has like 0 cards in hand, so when he draws, like, he has to draw like absolutely the nuts to actually get anywhere now, and we could probably kill him next turn. I usually have a fairly hard matchup even in like Cyber Angels against burn decks, because they play on their own sort of standards. See, he surrendered. So this version was a very good version. Wasn't the best, but it was really nice to just like stun your opponent from doing anything. And now we'll play the final version, a beatdown variant, which will be an actual post-ban list thing, not like the rest of these where we've played pre-ban list. Even though the other deck, the one that can summon Gandora, can actually be a post-ban list. It was just, we did show you the pre-ban list version, but we weren't playing the pre-ban list version. So we'll now get Crowler with our beatdown. We can get Kyber as well, but I haven't put it into Kyber. Just because I haven't used Kyber in a while, but I have used Crowler a little bit, because I'm trying to level Crowler up. Again, this will be nowhere near the best Red Eye Zombie variant you've ever seen, just because I don't have all the cards for it. I don't have all the cards for it at all. So that's why it won't be the best variant, but I'm hoping it's not the worst either. And we might do we might just see how we go with it. But if you want, the Red Eye Zombie is the one I recommend you look on other videos for the most. But it's just nice to have a look at mine first. I'm trying to get to 30 subs at the moment, at least, by the end of the year. So, yeah, I'm trying to do that goal. And I do like playing Duel Links. I do want to do an introduction video as well to Duel Links for newer players as well. For Duel Links, probably will be in one of my next few videos. And I will try to upload a lot more recently again. It was just I did have a few dilemmas, and then that ended up cutting me off. Oh, this guy's playing a warrior. In King of Games, a lot of people play rogue stuff because you can't actually get demoted. So that's interesting. Oh, we drew one of our spirits, which really isn't that good to draw. But again, we did draw an inside as well, so at least we'll be able to get a Red Eyes Zombie into grave. But we don't, in the new format, you don't really want to draw spirit. You do want to draw the insights, but you don't really want to draw the spirits as much. Like, you never did want to really draw just the spirits in your opening hand, but more than ever, you don't want to draw just a spirit in your opening hand and nothing to send it with, but you'd prefer to draw Insight because now I've got 2 dead Insights in my deck. Okay, he's gonna add a warrior type monster. So now it's our opponent's turn. So he's just going. Okay, he's gonna set, and he's going to summon Guilford. So now he's probably going to. No, he's not going to attack because he's afraid of our back row, which we do have a mirror wall. So it is pretty smart to actually be a bit afraid of the back row. We're going to summon our Skull Knight. Our Skull Samurai. So with Skull Samurai, here I want to actually send Bacon Saber. You can send another Skull Knight. You wouldn't send Gazuki in this case just because you don't have any zombies in hand. But now we'll get Red Eye's Zombie onto the field with our Spirit, unless our opponent actually has a response against that, which I'm feeling like that might be an Econ or a Mirror Wall. So I'm going to attack into it wisely. Okay. Interesting card. So now we're going to activate our Beatdown. So even though we've lost a fair bit of attack, at least it's a 1500 now. And it just helps give our other monsters more attack. So now we're going to, hopefully that other back row isn't anything, but I'm presuming it may be. I'm actually intending on it to be something else. Nope. He doesn't activate anything. We might actually be able to kill him if he doesn't actually do anything against us. He might have a Sphere Karibo in his hand as well, which could be the other. Well, okay, he does have Econ. I thought it may have been something, I just wasn't quite sure. That doesn't really matter though, that we didn't really get that far. So now we're going to do an extra 15. But as you can see, this has already made a better board in a way than the other variants. The good thing about this is it does have normal summon potential as well. It isn't just make your Red Eyes pass or Red Eyes gone, I'm screwed. This has a lot of other potential. Oh, I think that's a new card that Alexis, you can farm off Alexis. Not that I've bothered to farm her since I've already gotten all my Cyber Angel deck. We actually don't mind that being destroyed. Like, I did have the Mirror Wall and I accidentally had my toggle off, but we now just have another special summon for, and we do the Floodgate. We now have another special summon for, Red Eye's Zombie. So now we're going to activate our second Spirit, summon Zombie. And since we have another in deck, the thing with the ban list, this doesn't get as hurt by 2 spirits because you can also special summon Red Eye Zombie from hand with all different with all sorts of different cards. Now we'll activate Beatdown. So again, we'll attack from smallest to largest because I'm afraid that might be a Mirror Wall or something else. But it is good to attack from smallest to largest because now he has to negate one of these attacks or he is absolutely screwed, and I have 2 ways to kill him. So unless he has a Windstorm, which he would have probably already activated, or I don't even think a Mirror Wall can save him now. So yeah, see, that's game. Red Eye Zombies is considered the best variant, but yeah, that's Red Eyes and how it will change and what versions of the deck and how it is one of the best decks in the game. What I might do as a little treat, which I haven't done in a Duel Links video before and don't always expect it in Duel Links videos because it just depends on if I have the gems and if I want to spend it. And I know this is a long video, but for reward you guys can get me, see me open some packs. I was thinking about saving this for a new box set that will come out just before the KC Cup, but I'll just do a bit of a little opening, and I'll even do an opening on a box I haven't opened in a long time. Well, let's see if we can get some more Gozukis maybe, and maybe another Red Eye Zombie. We'll do all of our packs on this. I have got other packs I am investing in, but we'll just have a see if our luck really will get us there. I probably won't go too far through this box throughout, since when I started the game, I actually went through this box a lot, and it took me a lot of time before I actually got some of the red ice cards I needed. Yeah, it wasn't that good of an opening, sorry, but that's how the cookie crumbles, as they say. And MP Cards and Games, signing out.